You're listening to the Positivity Hour podcast, hosted by Darshaun Smith. Strap in and buckle up, and let's get straight into it. Welcome back to another episode of the Positivity Hour. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, and today's topic is all about packaging, okay? For business, even more so specifically for a service-based business, even more specifically my own business, because these are things I've been thinking about, I've been working on. So I want to give you three main reasons why packaging matters, as well as an action step you can do to help increase how you package your product or service, or even just yourself. You can literally take these same principles and apply it to how you look and smell and all that. So to give you the main topic points real quick, here they are. Number one reason, okay? Packaging tells people what you actually do, okay? Number two, packaging makes buying easier, okay? That is the number two reason why packaging matters. And the last reason that I will be talking about in today's episode of the podcast is number three. Packaging communicates your value, okay? And to finish off the podcast in 60 seconds or whatever, I need to come up with a name for this section just to, get you the information quick. The one action step, that I would encourage you to utilize in your own business or in your own life is this, okay? This is how you can package it up better. So if you have a service-based business, let's say you do photos, or you have a product let's say you sell those 3D printed pillowcases I've been seeing online, just find one of those products, okay, one of those services, and ask these 5 questions. Answer these, okay? 1, what is it? Okay. Number 2, who is it for? Number 3, what problem does this actually solve? Okay. Number 4, what exactly does the customer receive? Okay, what are the deliverables? What do they actually get? Number 5, what does it start at? Like the price, okay? If you can answer those 5 things, it will help provide you clarity and, more importantly, allow you to start running a business rather than just doing a hobby or a hustle and, doing it for fun. So, or like I said, you could do that for yourself, okay? All that and more in context we'll be talking about in today's episode. But if you just came for the quick facts, well, there you go. Under 2:30 in the minutes and seconds department, and have a great day. Get out of here. So, woo, it's a beautiful thing. All right. Let's start with the time capsule.
Time capsule.
I actually just remembered, and I can't believe, I've literally I've been doing this for 7 or 8 weeks now. We're definitely not new to this. We true to this, as Deion Sanders would say. But I literally just remembered that, when I have the time capsule graphic playing, I would actually play the audio as the spot where I would mark the timestamps, and I just haven't been doing that. I've just been having a moment of silence per se, so that I could just change the graphics visually. But not everyone's watching this, so I had the idea last week when I was watching the hour and 26-minute podcast I made, and yes, I did say it's not going up till later in the day. I did not publish that joint till 9 p.m. So I want to put that in the time capsule. Hey. Had a lot of fun making that, had a lot of fun talking for an hour and a half, but obviously once you do that, then you have to make that into a video, edit the audio, all of that stuff. And yeah, that took an extra 7 hours. So that was my whole Sunday gone pretty much. So moral of the story there is, if you plan to do more, or if you accidentally do more, just make sure you're budgeting more time to actually, do well. Okay. And I think that was probably one of the best podcast episodes I had made in a while, just because I actually tried. When I was loading graphics on the screen, I was adding supplementary video. I think there were 20 or 30 context links in the description below. I was hey, it's not going up on time, I might as well try. And yeah, I'm not surprised at what I produced, but I was damn, bro, it kind of feels good to actually try. So definitely going forward, I need to do that more. I'm not going to be doing that today, so don't be looking for an hour and 20 minutes a day. We're trying to keep this under 30 minutes, nice, short, and sweet. But yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to throw in the time capsule. It's just my thoughts and ideologies and just remembering the greatness that happened last week, back in our day, because a lot of y'all were there. That podcast got decent views on Spotify, especially, and it got good listening. Okay, good watch time, we'll say, on YouTube as well. So thank you for those who consumed it, and I hope you were able to create something of your own as well. Today we're going to be continuing that theme, and the last thing I wanted to throw in the time capsule before we get to the actual main topic, those 3 points, was football's back. Okay, the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders have taken the field again. Deshaun Watson, though, he started the first 2 quarters and of their preseason game against the Chicago Bears. Still in Chicago, they haven't moved to Indiana yet. And the Browns looked atrocious, but at least under Darshaun, they did score a touchdown technically and get a field goal. The offense, terrible. Defense, terrible. Special teams, dog water. I'm not ragging on the Browns. I'm not even an NFL fan. I just like Shedeur Sanders, and I hope they turn it around. But I just wanted to document this moment in time, saying that, hey, they suck right now. So I hope by the week 1, when the games actually count, they got something figured out and they can actually win like 7 or 8 games this year. That would be dope if Shedeur could start and they win like 8 or 9. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As long as my boy in the league, it is what it is. He getting that money on. He trying to have some fun on. So that concludes today's time capsule. We're not going to talk about the ridiculousness that's going on in the WNBA. The plot is still thickening over there, so we'll circle back on that when it has fully developed, because it is juicy, baby. But yeah, let's get to the main topic.
Time for the main topic.
All right, for the main topic, let's talk about it. 3 reasons why packaging matters. Okay, 3 reasons why business packaging matters in particular, as well as an action step you can, do to advance yourself at the same time. This is going to be like the main topic and let's get personal section all together, because it's going to be exactly what I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 days of me working on the website. I said the website would be done by today. Trust and believe. Oh my God, I've been trying to push this rock up this hill, and I've been making leaps and bounds. But it's not gonna be done today. I'm gonna just keep it a Fortnite V-Buck with you. But I have been upgrading the packaging of my offer, upgrading the packaging of my website, upgrading the packaging of my social media presence and my SEO and my blog and all of that. So all of this is super top of mind. And me and ChatGPT were cooking yesterday on really refining my, I don't even know what to call it. Whatever I had before into like legitimate packages that could be used to actually run a business and not just a hobby that happens to occasionally take more money out of my bank account than it puts in, because that's the goal here. The goal is to run a business. The goal is to have it fund itself. And like I said, this year it funded itself already, and we still got 4 more months to go. I say all of that to say that, yesterday especially, I had to leave my room and go to the park, because I'm not sure about you, but me personally, I have an interesting relationship with my working area. Okay. I happen to, do a lot of the business work, also where I sleep. I literally have 2 desks in my room. One's like a personal desk, the other one's like a business desk. They're right next to each other, but sometimes you literally just need to like swivel in your chair and go to the other desk, because it's work time, rather than like, let's watch YouTube and eat some food time or something like that. I say all that to say, yesterday I was not having it, brother. It didn't matter if I was in my closet, in my beanbag chair, or on my bed, or literally at one of these 2 desks. So I made the executive decision. We had to go on a field trip. And that field trip I went on was to the park, okay? Van Vechten Park. I've recorded many a podcast. When I say many a podcast, I mean like 2 or 3 in that park. So you know what it looks like. It has a great view of the the Cedar River. It has deer running, ripping and running, little Bambis everywhere, squirrels, bunnies, real nature. Like there's a breeze because it's on a hill. Maybe it's called a bluff. I think that's the technical term. But Van Vechten Park, it's really nice, really quiet. and it's like a few blocks from my neighborhood, so it's easy to get to. I did drive there though, just because it was a little hot and I wasn't trying to like sweat. Plus, once I was done, I was trying to get back ASAP. It's like a 30-minute walk, if I'm not trying, we'll say. I say all that to say that then I got to the pavilion. There was no party going on, no one grilling, so I set up shop. And when I was setting up shop, like I said, me and ChatGPT were going to town refining my packaging, for the offer the offers I have for my business. I was refining the packaging so much, I was able to narrow my focus and I was able to delete stuff. Like I thought I wanted to offer let's say, for example, like an AI package or, something along those lines. And I was like, I just don't need that separately. Like that could be like an add-on or something I just like use to help me create the other packages, but it doesn't need to be, it's a standalone thing. And that helped me save space on the website as well as, it was just less work. So little optimizations like that are really what we were doing, as well as I said, that action step, just defining, the 5 main, points. And I'm going to give you an example here as we're about to get into the 3 reasons why business packaging matters. So if you're ready, let's go. Okay. We're only, 11 minutes in now officially. So yeah, let's dive deeper into context now that you have some main topic context of how we got here. Okay. Long story short, like I said, I was tired of having a hobby that I was trying to make into a business. And after 4.5 years or 4 years and 3 months, I guess technically, I now know enough that I can refine all of this with the help of AI and my own experience trying this, having, done paid work with 50 clients and unpaid work with even more clients. I was able to refine all of this into these 3 main, reasons why business packaging matters. Okay. And I implemented these and you'll see them on my website. So this is literally what I'm using to improve my own business. So let's get back into it. Number 1, packaging tells people what you actually do. This is very important. Okay. For me, I run a service-based businesses. So if your services aren't clearly packaged, potential customers have to figure everything out themselves. That leads to decision fatigue. That leads to, them not wanting to invest a whole lot because, they don't even know what you do. They don't even believe if you could even do it because they don't even know what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's not clear at all. So for me at DSP, we've learned that simply saying we do photos or videos or graphics design isn't enough. And like I said, over the course of my own business experience, with the help of refining and distilling that down into bullet points and more concise, better worded statements, people need to understand what they're actually getting, who it's for, and what problems this solves. Okay, good packaging turns a list of services into a clear offer. And for the first time ever in my business, I think I actually have clear offers that I can, present on my website and talk about in my content so that when people are seeing, my main core 3 on social media, who I am, what I do, and what I could do for you, I've clearly defined the what I do and what I could do for you. So instead of I offer branding photography, for example, I could say at DSP, we offer branding sessions where we provide professional images that are designed to help you show up confidently and consistently across your website and social media so you have a consistent brand. I think that was a very large step forward, a great leap and bound forward that we are now going to reap the benefits of because I'm amazing. I'm a star and I got a skill that the world needs. Okay. More than ever, people are running ads or making social media content, trying to have their story told, or even more so, trying to remember the good times because we are in a nostalgia era and people want to have something positive or inspirational or, they want to be able to say what I've been joking about these last 2 episodes, like back in my day, people want that themselves. So if they can clearly define, or if you can clearly package and define what you offer, they can see themselves in your world, and it makes it a lot easier for them to send money, or at least some information like an email or a phone number, so you can set up an initial consultation or a sales call. So let's move on to step number 2. Or I guess reason number 2. Reason number 2 is packaging makes buying easier. People don't always know what they need, okay? If someone comes to, my business, Darshaun Smith Productions, and they want photos for their business or their family gathering, let's say, they may not know exactly how many hours they need you. They may not know how many images they should receive or what type of session that makes sense based off of what you say you offer. When you make packages, when you make a clearly defined path for these people to travel, throughout the whole website or your whole social media presence, where it's like, hey, first you start here, then you do this, then you do this, then you send this, and then you receive this, and then this happens. It makes it a lot easier to, guide them along the process. Okay. That's why the structure, over these last few days I've been developing for DSP has been so important and integral to what's going to really take me from a hobby that takes money out of my pocket to a business that can help put money in my pocket. Okay. That's the distinction between, I think I said this a few episodes ago, a unpaid, artist who loves the art versus like a paid artist who understands the business behind how to actually make money. Okay. So think about this from a starting price to a coverage / sessions to images and deliverables to deliverables / like this is best for, this is value, this valuable, this pipeline, you could say. And because you just got to remember, like we're not selling services. We're not just selling a product. We're not just selling, photos, or in this case, keeping with the example, we're making the buying decision easier by showing it's a complete package. We're here with you to support you and help you grow. I'm not just a guy with the camera. I'm here with a plan to execute and help you get the most bang for your buck, as well as, help you have something that will, stand the test of time. So that's the second reason why packaging matters. At the end of the day, it just makes buying easier. And the third and final point we're going to be talking about, the third reason, my brothers and sisters, packaging matters, is packaging communicates your value. Let me say it one more time for you. Packaging communicates your value. Okay? I had to really get up in your ears so you could understand that your value is communicated through your packaging. Okay? I said it forwards and backwards because I really want to drive this point home. Your prices, okay? Your price means very little if people don't understand what they're actually paying for. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's $100 or if it's $10,000. If they just don't know what you're offering or what they're actually getting or whatever, it means nothing to them. Okay, they're gonna act the same and click off your website and find someone else who's speaking to them, talking their language, or however they want to say it today. Long story short, you're just not connecting with them. Okay, you're not building any trust. Okay, so that you could even convince them of your value, to have them send you some information to sell them further, or just to have them straight up send you the money in the deposit right away. That being said, packaging allows you to show the entire experience, not just the final product. Previously, I think I kind of was just showing, oh, here are photos, I sell photos. No, now it's like, now my website is structured, I show the experience. This is what the consultation call is like. This is actually what I look like. This is what I sound like. This is how I take photos. This is my thought process. Like that's my website is showing more of that, so that people can understand. They're like, oh, this is why his one photo package starts at $300, but his branding sessions start at like $2,500, because it's a completely different like framework. It's a completely different mindset. One is just capturing what exists. The other is creating magic from thin air. Okay, and helping you make you more money. Okay, that's the difference. And your packaging and how you show what I just said in words to people communicates your value and helps them understand that, hey, that's actually a really good price, or I think that's a terrible bang for your buck and I'll find someone else. Just because you don't think it's worth the bang for the buck and you find someone else doesn't mean you did a bad job or whatever. Maybe they're just not in a season where they can afford you. If you think you can actually deliver on the deliverables, I say that to say that a lot of times, especially people in the photo video industry, the graphics as well, just the production company, agency, content world, a lot of people will be like, I can't pay the $5,000 a month or whatever. I'm gonna go with this guy over here who's doing it for $1,000. A lot of those people get burned and waste a lot of money, and then they eventually end up crawling back to you, because if you can actually deliver on what you're talking about, it's a no-brainer. Okay. And those people just learned in 4K that, hey, just because it was cheaper over there doesn't mean it was worth it, because those people are still learning. And I got burned, and I wasn't one of the cases where they got lucky and it just worked out. The reason why you charge more is often because I actually know what I'm doing. And like I said, I've worked with, 50 different people that have actually paid me with money, and as well as a number of free clients just trying to gain the skills. I don't know everything, but I do know enough that I can raise my prices. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, continuing with the point though, at Darshaun Smith Productions, at DSP, we're selling more than someone showing up with a camera. Okay. As I alluded to earlier, but saying now explicitly, we're selling planning, professional equipment, our creative direction, shooting skills, terminology, knowledge, editing prowess, communications, deliverables, the final experience overall. All of this really helps customers understand why your work costs what it costs. And, at DSP, we're going to continue to just elevate, like I said, the whole point of all of this rebranding, or really just refining. I won't even say it's a rebrand. We just took what was already there and just applied what we've learned to help, me as the business owner and, the few people I work with, take this from like a side hustle towards a profitable full-time business. Better packaging also makes it easier to sell consistently instead of reinventing, the offer every time someone asks, how much do you charge? And I think that's really important, because when you have clearly defined packaging, as a lot of these news articles and stuff will tell you online, they'll say like it's safe, whether like, let's say you have like a physical package, like if you have like thicker walls on the plastic or whatever, it's literally like safer for in delivery. It's not going to break on the transport journey or along the way. It's clearly defined. This is what you get for this amount of input, and this is your output, things of that nature. It allows the process to run smoothly, but also when in a service business, it allows you to actually be a human. And that's what I really want to talk about in the one action step to, package everything you got going on better. So let's talk about that now. As I said earlier in the podcast, there are 5 main questions you want to ask yourself. Okay. What is, or like let's say you offer a service. You just need to ask yourself, what is it? Who is this for? Okay. What problems does this solve? What exactly does the customer receive? And number 5, why does it, what does it start at? Okay. These 5 questions you need to have clarity on, like to the highest degree. And the more clarity you have on these 5 questions, the easier it will be for you to do your real job, as the entrepreneur, which is to be human, to be present, to actually help people. Okay. What's more human than that? I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Okay. That's primitive. Hey, you want more money coming in through your Meta business ads? Okay. I know what to do. You pay me $5,000, I'll fix your process. Okay. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. That's the most human thing possible. Feeling empathy for people, feeling like you have camaraderie between, like-minded individuals or fellow entrepreneurs, or, I just graduated college not too long ago. So I can really resonate with people who graduated college, okay, or graduated high school. Like, I know what that accomplishment feels like. I know what I had to do to walk across that damn stage. And I'm like, damn, like, yeah, I'm fun to take some photos. I'm fun to celebrate. I'm fun to spray this champagne, baby. Like, we gonna live it up because, I'm human, okay? And because I've been able to answer these 5 questions, and I'm gonna give you an example of how, like, literally what I did yesterday to, do this myself. It allows me to run a better business, be human, be present, and, have that connection. When you work with DSP, when you work with Darshaun Smith Productions, you're not going to get a AI agent picking up the phone. Like, it's going to be me calling you back, or preferably emailing you back, because I low-key want to switch my phone number. That's a whole nother thing. It's blown up. I got so many people from India calling it. It's bad. But, yeah. I say all that to say that, the one action step to package your service or product better, or even, like I said, just yourself, you can take all of this and apply it to you as the human. You just need to ask yourself, like, what are you? Okay. Like, who are you for? Okay. Who are you not for? You could also ask yourself these questions in reverse. What problems do you solve? Like, what do you stand for? Okay. What exactly does the customer get? Like, what do you offer to the world? And what does the price start at? Okay. And, because I was just doing the parallel thing. Instead of being like, oh, I cost a Big Mac a day or whatever, you could be like, hey, like, I was literally just having this conversation with someone. Like, if you're in a relationship, for example, like, you need to communicate, like, hey, I need, such and such sexual related things as well as this and this to function properly in this agreement. What do you need? Okay. And it's just communication and compromise. Okay. That's your price for doing business in that relationship, we'll say. When it comes to my service-based business, I'm talking dollar signs over here. I'm not Diddy. Okay. I'm not Epstein. Some baby oil ain't gonna pay my mortgage. Okay. So I need Benjamin Franklin's if possible. But if I take card as well, or bank transfer. I say all that to say, when you ask yourself these 5 questions and actually apply this to one of your services or one of your products at a time, you can actually, turn what you have, the, jumbled mess, the brain noodles all over the place, into a simple package. So, for example, yesterday I was looking at my branding photography. I had to ask myself, what is this? Okay, it's branding photography. Who is this for? Business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals who need high quality visuals for their brand. Okay. Number 3, what problems does this solve? Okay. This solves a consistency problem. Maybe they have done headshots before. Maybe they have done, work with other service, businesses in the community, but they're finally at a stage where they can afford to have a consistent look across all of their platforms. Let's say they're on Instagram, they're on LinkedIn, and they're on, they have their website. So they have the 3 platforms. They can finally have a consistent look. So when someone like a prospective buyer or customer sees some piece of content or their website or whatever it is, they know exactly who it is. They know exactly what they do, and then they know exactly what they offer. For me, that's my core 3 when it comes to social media. Who are you? What do you do? And what can you do for someone else? Then that leads us to question number 4. What exactly does the customer receive? As I said, in my case, online gallery, professionally edited images or branding assets, and these branding assets are customized for the client's needs. So just because I'm working with someone, I did some work with like an I'm on salesperson. They just needed some headshots or whatever. Like, that's a completely different package than someone who's like, I need a complete, business suite for me and my 5 employees. So we all have the same headshot. So we all have the same, business profile on LinkedIn. So we can look like a unit, so we can look like a team, because that's valuable in our industry. So, that answers that question. What exactly do they receive? Well, that depends. And I have gone further down that pipeline to actually define what depends means, okay? And lastly, what does it start at? What's the price? For me, that's $500, okay? That's your get in the door price. And based on the complexity of what you need or what you're trying to achieve, it can vary from there. But for me and what I've seen, that's a great starting price for me and where I'm at and where I live. So yeah, look alive for that. There's definitely room for upside. If I was in like Chicago or like LA or even like Washington, DC, like that starting price could very well be like $3,000 or $5,000 if I was like the number one big dog in town, and it could go up to like 10 or 15. But like I said, based off where I'm at and where literally in the business and where I'm at, where I live in Iowa, 500 with a more realistic like 1,000 or 1,500, that's something that is, something I've actually done and can deliver on. So yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, just remember, don't make people work to understand your business. Make your offer easy to understand, easy to compare, and easy to buy. Okay. And that's one of the business biggest lessons, I've learned while building DSP. The better you can communicate your value of what you do, the easier it becomes for the right customer. Okay, let me say that again. The better you can communicate the value of what you do, the easier it becomes for the right customer to see why they need you. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the main topic section. We already did the let's get personal, so let's get some wisdom from an OG.
Wisdom from your OG.
Today's wisdom from an OG, as we hit the 31-ish minute mark, comes from the people over at Haggerty on YouTube, okay? I'm not going to tell you exactly what they said because I don't remember myself, but I watched this video last night as I was kind of like just decompressing after, working on the website and still not having it done, but making a lot of progress. I watched this video they produced about how Lamborghini has a big problem. And it says history, the new Lamborghini Temerario, the baby Lamborghini story in their iconic series. They were talking about branding. They were talking about packaging. They were talking about how one of the most known automotive manufacturing companies in the world has a problem. And they answered the problem very simply, and I'm going to provide this video in the description below so you can watch it as well. But I think they addressed it in the first minute or two, that if you have something that works, choosing, and that's the important thing, choosing to step away from it to something completely different is not even ballsy. It is borderline insane, stupid. It is one of the highest risks any business or individual on this face of the earth could take. Could it pay off? Yes, but boy, you better know what you're doing. And their argument in this whole video is that Lamborghini had something very good going with the V10 Lamborghinis, okay? They had something very, very good going with the Gallardo into the, Huracan. These were some of the best-selling, sports cars and supercars of all time. Tens of thousands of units, okay? Billions and billions of dollars of product moving. And they were like, yeah, let's take everything that made that great and just throw it out the window, do something completely different. Is it faster than our big boy V12? Yeah. But as everyone who actually has the money to spend $700,000 on one of these is saying, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, if I have the money to spend, $500,000 to $1 million on a vehicle I'm not even going to use every day, I want it to scratch a particular itch. And like I said, for today's wisdom from an OG, it comes from the people from Santa Gala Bolognese, in Italy. or it actually doesn't come from them. That's just where they're located. So this is actually a critique on these people from the people at Haggerty. I don't know where they're from. They acknowledge the fact that, hey, like, we understand with new rules and regulations, you in business in general, you need to evolve and keep up or you're going to get left behind. But there comes a point, and it's funny because Lamborghini even acknowledges themselves in their offering with the Revuelto, the big V12 that's analog. It still has that Lamborghini V12 that was kind of derived 30 years ago, but this is just a modern interpretation. People want that. They're selling a whole lot of those. They can't sell a Temerario because no one wants that. Is it fast? Sure. Is it technologically advanced? Yeah. But it sounds like a Dyson vacuum, and it's not really Lamborghini. Okay, it's not really over the top. It's not the pasta, as they were saying. So my interpretation of what Haggerty was providing here is, just remember, there's trade-offs in everything we do. If something is working well right now, the trade-off is you may not be able to innovate to make sure the success keeps coming for the future, as well as what Lamborghini just did. They understood that things were working great right now, but we also need to shoot for the stars and land on the moon so that we can keep this going in some way, shape, form, or fashion for the future. Is it going to work? I don't know. It's still playing out in real time, but that's the wisdom I want to bestow upon you today. Just remember, in life, there's always going to be trade-offs. When you're talking to that girl, when you're talking to that guy, when you're shaking hands on that business agreement, when you're signing a contract to, buy a house or something, there's always going to be a trade-off. There's always going to be some form of, I get this, you receive that. I don't get this because of XYZ, whatever it may be. We want to, provide a product for this group of people, and that's going to exclude this group of people. That's packaging, that's branding, that's everything we've been talking about in today's episode. Just remember, there's always trade-offs, okay? You can't please everyone, so you just need to please the people you actually care about. And if you can do that, you'll be able to sleep well at night. That's your wisdom from an OG. Let's get to the outro, okay? Eventually, once the website is done, I want to get back to the next week's topic preview. But right now, I really do just come up with these podcast episodes like the day, literally as I'm going to sleep, I'm typing notes, and then I wake up and then I make the podcast. So I don't know what we're going to be talking about next week, but I do know we're going to be posting our 243rd episode of the Positivity Hour. As you know, or if you don't, I'll remind you, I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, okay, aka the Positivity God. And I'm here to spread positivity into the world. Actually, I was working with ChatGPT to really refine one of my I don't want to say slogans, but the tagline, okay, of like the Positivity God brand in particular. So this is like what I'm gonna have in like my Instagram bio. I feel like it's fitting to put here, okay? Like I said, my name is Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, and I help people change their mindset, overcome adversity, and build lives they're proud of. Okay, that's a banger, that's a bar. But that's option one. Okay, and option two, I'm gonna trial run right now with you. Is my name's Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, and I help people turn adversity into growth and their dreams into reality. I personally like the first one, although I think the second one is more applicable to the podcast. So look alive for that. That's going to be like my tagline going forward. The last thing I'll give you before I head up on out of here, because I do need to edit this and get it online, is the tagline for DSP. Okay. For DSP, I help people and businesses capture their moments, tell their stories, and build brands that last. I think that perfectly encapsulates what I do. So whenever someone's like, oh, like, what do you do for work? Oh, I help people and businesses capture their moments, tell their stories, and build brands that last. Now, if they want more context, I can go into details, but a lot of people, they just want the service level. So that's the service level for the business. You got two options for the personal brand. It's a beautiful thing. Make this upcoming week count, ladies and gentlemen. You're alive. If you're reading this, that's crazy. If you're watching this or listening to this, you got internet, you got time to sit down or at least have enough mental bandwidth to sit and listen to the end of this. So I believe in you that you can be the change you want to see in the world. Okay, go outside, go touch some grass, go move your body, go on a walk, reach out to your family, talk to your mom or dad or sister or brother, or whoever's in your life. Reach out to your friends, just be present, be where your feet are, and make this week count. It's a great day to have a great day. It's going to be a great week, I believe, and let's make it happen. I love and appreciate you, and I will see ya around, my party people. Deuces. Oh, new music coming soon. Not next week or the week after, but at this rate, hey, maybe the first week of September, I'm going to play you a little snippet, or maybe I'll just drop the whole song of the song I just mastered yesterday. Just Be Great. So look alive for that, and let's get into it. Woo! Is the mic on? Since the age of 12, I knew I was great. It's July 4th, man, shout out the state. Got family down in Missouri and Georgia.
Bro, who cares?
Just Be Great. I'm in Iowa, yeah, the Hawkeye state. Some birds flying, eagles soaring. Be delusional to achieve your goals. You do it right, and you might be great. Since the age of 12, I knew I was great. It's July 4th, man, shout out the state. Got family down in Missouri and Georgia.
Bro, who cares?
Just Be Great. I'm in Iowa, yeah, the Hawkeye state. Some birds flying, eagles soaring. Be delusional to achieve your goals. You do it right, and you might be great. You gotta go against the grain. Can't just be like everybody else, cause if you do, you ain't gonna end up with no damn trust fund. It's easier said than done, but I'm still out here believing in you, gang. You got this and you work hard, you do it right, you gon' make some change. Now go outside and shake some hands and talk to new people, because your life depends on it if you tryna raise up your whole family tree. Gotta learn new skills and take it up a level. It ain't gonna be easy, but I believe in you. Never give up to you, achieve your dreams. I mean, that was kinda hard, bro. I mean, we can kinda end it there, but like, I don't know, at least wanna run the hook back, at least one more again, okay? Like, one more time, engineer. Hey, man, is the mic still on? Obviously, I'm talking into it. Come on, Darshaun, run it back already. Since the age of 12, I knew I was great. It's July 4th, man, shout out the state. Got family down in Missouri and Georgia.
Bro, who cares?
Just Be Great. I'm in Iowa, yeah, the Hawkeye state. Some birds flying, eagles soaring. Be delusional to achieve your goals. You do it right, and you might be great. Since the age of 12, I knew I was great. It's July 4th, man, shout out the state. Got family down in Missouri and Georgia.
Bro, who cares?
Just Be Great. I'm in Iowa, yeah, the Hawkeye state. Some birds flying, eagles soaring. Be delusional to achieve your goals. You do it right, and you might be great. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just be great. Yeah, yeah. Hey, just be great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just be great. Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, just be great. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Never give up. They gon' think you down, but you gon' get back up. Yeah, yeah. Say it one more time. Yeah, just be great.
G'd up zone. I'm about to get it in, kick your feet up, home. Days turn to weeks when you're always on the grind all night. I got my re-up back. I'm about to get it in, I'll be right back.
Nate, high lows to those who don't know the name. And G'd up, yup, that's the only thing I claim.